Good evening, YouTube. This is man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Well, like I said, last weekend was a barn burner. There were some great fights to come up, and as a fan of boxing, it was good for the ladies to get the chance to show out, especially coming into the new year of 2020. But like I said, about a week or so ago, I did a video about, a couple weeks ago, I did a video about the future of WMMA. No, but you know what? I need to do the future of female boxing. Now, you have here probably the two of the biggest fighters right now in the boxing game, and that is Cecilia, the first Lady Brækhus, and Claressa T-Rex Shields. Now, both these ladies have amazing records right now. As you know, the first lady is, I think, about 40-0 in her career, which she holds several titles. And Cecilia just recently became, the first boxer at the age of 24 to hold three titles in three different divisions, and also to do it within 10 fights. And that's fast for any professional boxer. Now, but the thing is, what is next for these ladies? Well, some people talk about maybe if Claressa can go down to 150, or Cecilia go up to 150, probably a future fight. Then also, there's some other fighters, like I said the other night, that might be a possible contender for Claressa Shields. There's Elin Cederroos, who beat Alicia Napoleon Espinoza. There's also Alejandra Batigre Jimenez, who is also possible just recently beat Siobhan Cruz Dazon. Also, this is still a possible maybe rematch between her and Hannah Gabriels. Even though these ladies can be a good opponent for also Hannah Gabriels. Hannah Gabriels, who we not have seen fought since she fought Claressa Shield, since almost, it's been about a couple of years just about, when they fought each other, for the 154 title belt, I think it was, at that time. And you also have on the list for pound for pound, one of the best women in the division is Katie Taylor. And the thing is that, who Taylor's going to fight? Well, there's talks of Layla McCarty as a possible fighter. Now, Layla will be fighting sometime, I think, in a couple of months, or I think next month. And she's been around for a long time. Layla McCarty is one of the few women that's left from the early days of when female boxing started. And she's been, at one point she's been calling out Cecilia Brækhus, but for some reason Brækhus never decided to take the challenge. Now, there's several ladies that are on the come up. There's Savannah Marshall, who's the only one of the few women in boxing that beaten Cecilia Claressa Shields. Now, she was on Mayweather's promotion, but I think some things they had her out, and I think she's on her own. Now, it's a possible, fight between those two. We still have Delphine Persoon, who probably wants a rematch against Katie Taylor with a fight that some people feel that Katie didn't really win. But right now, Persoon is thinking about going to compete in the 2020 Olympics for boxing. Now, that's the question is like, some people say, why is she's a professional? How come she's fighting this in Olympic boxing, which mostly is amateurs? But, I think there might be some loophole she might do. Like, remember years ago when the Dream Team, who were professional basketball players, played at the Olympics back in 92, but somehow, some way, whatever they're going to do, or find a way to go around that or something. Now, there's also, we have Amanda Serrano, who just recently had a bout with Heather Hardy and beat her and took her championship. But right now, Serrano's really thinking about doing WMA, but there's a recent, something happened in which a fight had to be canceled, and it just really, she feels like it's just a waste of time, just a mess right now, because she has no real competition after she beat Heather Hardy. But, it's still waiting on Taylor's management to settle, see if they can fight with those two. But, that's up in the air. It's just a lot to do for it. And also there's that debate about, should women have that extra minute? Should female boxing have 3-minute rounds just like the men? And that's the big debate right there. And I think they should. I mean, it's only fair. There's some fights I've seen that if they just had that extra minute, would make a difference. Sometimes it may even help points. Sometimes it might even cut the fight shorter. The thing is with female boxing, there's not enough knockouts because sometimes women not that many bring power. Other than other than like Ann Wolf or maybe a couple of ladies I can think of. I think Layla Ali and that's about it. I think the ladies who have least who have like you say things with knockouts. Your knockout ratio should be like be you know too close to your win ratio. If you have like, I would say like this: you have 15 fights and 10 knockouts out of your 15 fights. That's pretty good. You know. But the thing is, what is going to be the future for boxing? There's still some promoters who don't feel the idea that women belong in boxing. Like a good question we talk about on CS College Sports, Mr. Bob Arum, who promotes um, Terrence Bud Crawford, and he's an old man. He's from the old school, and I don't think he like the idea of seeing women fighting. But guys like Don King, who promoted Christy Martin, you have Eddie Hearn, who promotes Katie Taylor, even Oscar De La Hoya, who promoted the last fight with Franchon Cruz being his fighter. He has women fighting. I mean, it's just women want to prove themselves. The thing is, equal pay thing. I don't think it's gonna happen, but at least the women should at least get paid. You're not gonna get paid like a Dante Wilder. I'm gonna admit that, but at least you get a little more than what you deserve. I mean, you should at least get a little more. I mean, you go out there, you take a risk, get hit, you get hurt. It's a hurt game, and then you have problems later on, but you don't really have the money to cover your expenses like healthcare like that. That's not unfair. These ladies should at least get, I would say, like someone like Claressa Shields, a fight like Claressa Shields and Cecilia Brackets, that should be like a $5 million fight right there, if that much, But like you say, the male fan base don't like the idea of female boxing. They don't take it serious. It's not a lot of bloodshed. It's not as vicious compared to men. But I remember what Ann Wolf said, that when women fight, they fight with their hearts out. They really go toe to toe. And I've seen some fights where women go toe to toe. And she said also when men fight, it's more like making love. Cause I see some guys most times all they do is hold it. But like I said, the future with boxing is that you have to push out the old guard, the old idea that women don't belong in the sport. A sport is a sport, and it may not be as fast paced or as heavy hitting compared to if it's guys fighting. But I've seen some guys fights that were kind of lame compared to some women's fights. And we all know that you can't change the ideas of what people think and feel about how certain people should be, especially with men and women. The same with sometimes with race, culture, religion, everything. But I think it's time that we should really accept the fact that women have a place in the sport, and they should be treated as equals as much as anybody. Well, like I said, 2020 is going to be a big year. I think there's quite a few fights coming up, and we're hoping maybe somebody who has enough common sense get these two ladies to fight. I mean, it's a fight of the century. As you know, Cleveland still calling out Amanda Nunes to fight her, but I don't think that's going to happen. It'd be like equivalent of trying to be like a Mayweather versus McGregor, but I don't think I see this fight happen anytime soon. So not in boxing, and definitely she don't need to go to MMA. He's the man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.